Hello, brothers and sisters. I know I have young brothers out there, and I have also the young sisters out there ready to learn. I also have my older brothers and sisters, maybe we're teachers, and my age mates. How are you doing? I really like what you're doing. It is because of you that I have the views, that I have people subscribing on my channel. Thank you so much for trusting edutainment for us. It's a channel that you should trust. Now, today I'm going to talk about a simple story in a silent song and other short stories, and that is Stanley Gazemba's story, Talking Money. It's a story set in Kenya, possibly in Maragoli, because when I look at the name Ronica and Kidanyi and Gallo, I just see some land within Western. Now, I really appreciate this writer because there is a lot that we have to learn from whatever is written. Now, in this story, we meet Mukidanyi and Ronica. Now, I won't discuss the characters. I said that one I'll not do, but I'll obviously discuss the vices and virtues. Now, when I look at this story, what do I see? I see the vices of poverty. It's not like a choice, but sometimes what we do might contribute to poverty. There is greed, there is materialism, and there is selfishness. There is an aspect of illiteracy too. Now, when we look at this story, how do we see poverty? Poverty is seen through Mukidanyi. Mukidanyi lives a very desperate life. He never finished school. We are told he was very notorious at school, and therefore he never finished schooling. Now, he lives just by merely selling cattle and bringing whatever he gets back home. Now, this sort of poverty makes him trust that maybe when he sells his land, his life will be better. Now, out of ignorance, because I told you earlier there is illiteracy, out of this ignorance, he just decides to take money even without counting, and after that he gives the portion of land to the gallows in merely a word. He does not know even how to sign, and they have to make him, dip his finger in the ink and then touch a paper. Now, these people have already a seal. After all, they have a signature in any other way from him. Now, he never allowed his wife Ronica or the brothers to intervene. So if anything happens, then it is just about him, because he's a hard-headed man who was insulting the siblings, telling them they don't have to give him any advice about land. He even beat Ronica because Ronica was trying to stop him from selling land, and his hard-headedness hits him very hard. And we realize that the poverty aspect also comes from the onset. What do we see? We see that Mukidanyi is arguing the siblings, and they are arguing over a piece of land that is going to be sold to the affluent Gallo. Now, it is an emerging trend in Western and even other places that sometimes people sell too much of their land and remain landless. So we see that Agoya and Ngoseiwe and Ronica try to a chance to dissuade this man Mukidanyi from selling land, because they know it will make them poor, that money is not equal to a piece of land. Now, Mukidanyi himself is living in poverty. Now, if you read the story, you'll see that within his house we just have a simple bottle, this lamp, the bottle lamp that is supposed to use to light. We see that he has only one kitenge, and during this special day he has to prepare it. We see that he keeps his clothes under the bed in a cloth trunk, and possibly he has a bicycle that he can use for as a means to move from one place to another. The author also tells us that the furniture in the house are wooden and termite infested. Mark that. That's an indicator that there is poverty. The house is also semi-permanent, as we are told. We are also told that he stays in a house that is roofed by a jambi ceiling. You know, having a jambi ceiling in a house indicates some poverty. Now, the house is also full of soot, and this is a sign that he prepares his meals within the same house, and he prepares meals using firewood on a daily basis. I don't dispute this because, of course, we have those who do for village life, but in this situation, he was doing it because of poverty. Now, we realize that there is an aspect of violence here, and majorly it's brought out by Mukidanyi, who believes that you can be violent and use physical force to hurt, damage, or even kill someone. Now, Mukidanyi is very violent, and his temperament makes the siblings regard his selling of land as his own problem. Yeah, and we see that he thrashes the wife. Ronika was an old woman, but he picks the hippo high whip and beats the wife. And now we realize that illiteracy comes. The author indicates that Mukidanyi was the epicenter of ignorance in this story, because he did not know how to write, he did not know how to read, he did not understand even how money is dealt with. Now, he was a truant when he was young at school, and he escaped through the window with friends, and they could roast stolen maize. And with that, of course, they played around the Simbi game, and with that, he dropped out of school, and he's just a cattle trader. Everything for him is green, The illiteracy makes him suffer a lot. The choices have consequences, as I always tell you. Now, he has to append his signature by dipping his hand in the ink, and then the gallows have the land. Now, realize that at the end of the story, Mukidanyi runs with the briefcase at night and takes it back to Gallows and throws it. Now, can you ask yourself whether they really returned the land? Because he had appended the signature anyway. Now, Mukidanyi is not able to count money, and maybe through counting he would have known whether they have blessed something that could talk. I don't really trust that we had the ghosts, spirits speaking in that suitcase. I just think, it is my thought though, that they might have placed something that will speak in a way to scare him. If he had counted money, then he would have known that they have played a trick on him. But he'd never, because of illiteracy. And again, he did not have anybody around. So they managed to do that. And so that is it. He loses land. Now, we also realize the vice of oppression and deceit. Now, the gallows are known for deceit, and that's why many people do not want to sell anything to them in this story. Now, they are very dubious and mysterious too. Now, if you think about how they get the wealth, we are told by everybody that it was so mysterious. Now, the gallows sinks his claws in Mukidanyi's flesh by duping him into selling land. And it's a grievous mistake Mukidanyi makes. When he returns money and the documents already signed, as I said, it wouldn't be possible to get back that money. We also see some superstition in this story. I don't really know whether it's true or not. The aspect that magic exists, that we have people who have supernatural powers. So that story holds the particular. Even the brothers, when they are quarreling, they say that the gallows are not trusted, they are bad people, and their source of wealth is unknown, mysterious. Now, when they sleep and something begins to speak in the briefcase about this is a peaceful home and all that, then later on, when Ronika and the husband begin to quarrel, then we hear them again saying, now what has happened? And then the voices are agitated, and then we see Mukidanyi running with the briefcase at night and throwing at gallows. That is to believe that there is superstition, because even Ronika tells the husband that I had warned you and you didn't hear. Those are the Vigeko, the Baganda Vigeko, the spirits from Uganda. Now, you as a student, you would want to see whether you can give a sound judgment in this story. For example, that poor choices lead to catastrophic ends, and I think I've shared out why. Ignorance can bar our success or lead to our suffering. And also family is important. Now, we didn't see much like family happening, but if it were there, what would happen? Yeah, so I think that is what I can share for now. Bye bye, my young sister, my young brother, older sister, and everybody else. Keep just subscribing to my channel and critique. It's through critique that we grow. Bye bye for now.